Hey girl, hey, good morning, good morning. Yes, I am still in the hospital. God willing, I will be going home either today or tomorrow. So continue to pray for me and my wife as we still navigate these waters of what the heck is happening with me. But I wanted to hop on today because this morning I had a moment of frustration because I don't have the answers to many of the questions about my health. My wife has questions that still need to be answered, and we've not had those concerns addressed. So I got a little frustrated this morning. And so during my frustration, I went and I pulled up Exodus, which I'm reading as part of my journey. While I haven't finished reading the entire book of Exodus, I think I'm at chapter 15 and 16. So I have gone through the seven plagues, where Moses and Aaron went to Exodus. Went to Pharaoh, and basically it's like, hey, let my people go. We've heard that story, but I'm deep diving into it just because I want to get a better understanding myself of Exodus and how it relates to my life. And funny thing, like I've always said and will continue to say, when you ask God for a thing, God is going to give you that thing. And so in my frustration, I was reminded of a couple things of how Moses and Aaron got the Israelites out of Egypt eventually, because Pharaoh was like, yeah, no. Yeah, I know you sent plagues of frogs and flies and gnats and all that, but yeah, no, they not going nowhere. And then finally, he let the Israelites go. And so not God, Moses guided them with God's direction to the Red Sea. So he guided them from slavery into walking towards freedom. And then in reading the book, the chapters that I did read, and I'm going to give you my Cliff Notes version, but I urge you to go and read the book of Exodus yourself. And if you've read it before, go back and read it again, because you may be at a different point in your life where the book of Exodus has a different meaning. But nonetheless, Moses, by God's direction, Moses and Aaron guided the Israelites from slavery to freedom. And so some of the things that they were comfortable with, even though they were enslaved, they kind of lost shelter and food. And so in order to get the freedom, they had to lose some of those things. And so he took them to the edge of the Red Sea, and God parted the Red Sea. Moses guided them through. And when the the Egyptian soldiers came through, the Bible states that the water came back on, crashed over them, and killed them. And so they were led to the other side, free from their captors. But they weren't grateful because they were asking for more. You took us from our place of comfort, even though we were enslaved, and you took those things away from us, and now we're out here suffering, and we're about to die in the wilderness, and then you take us to the desert, and we're about to die in the desert. And even though God gave us quail, and even though God gave us manna bread to eat, is not enough. I know you told me to only take enough for me to eat that one day, but I'm gonna take more than my supply, and I'm gonna keep it, thinking that I'm gonna have enough for when I wake up in the morning, and then it turns to maggots because you didn't obey what you were commanded to do. And in that, I took that to mean be grateful for where God has brought me from. Because Tuesday night I was in so much pain. I couldn't walk, I couldn't breathe. My wife was panicking. My body was in a cold sweat. The pains that I had on Tuesday were worse than childbirth, were worse than labor pains. But I'm sitting here now being able to have this conversation with you. So be grateful for where God has brought you from. I don't know what you're going through now, but the storm that you're in now is a lot better than the hurricane that you were in a couple of days, a couple of weeks, months, or years ago. The second thing I got from that is to be patient in the waiting. Be patient in the waiting. I know it's frustrating. I know we want what we want when we want it, but we have to stay faithful in knowing that our God is an on-time God, and the one thing he'll never do is fail us. So be patient in the waiting and be grateful for where God has brought you from. That's what I had to be reminded of today. As much as I want my answers right now, I have to allow the doctors to do what they need to do so they can tell me what it is I need to know, so they can treat what it is they need to treat, so I can continue to live the life that God has purposed me to live. That message is for me. Not sure who else it's for, but it's for me. If it's for you, I pray that you receive it with the same energy that I'm giving it. And just continue to pray for me. My battle is not over, but continue to pray for me and keep me and my wife and my family in your prayers. You all be blessed. Have an amazing, amazing day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.